Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today we are seeing the Oz the Great and Powerful. Before I go on my 10-minute long rant, what do you guys think?
Okay, so I'm just kind of uninterested. Okay, so I'm guessing we're going to be making a lot of references to Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, so I'll give my opinion on that first. Okay, I actually haven't really watched it since it was in theaters. Back then I liked it enough, but maybe I'm just like, I was just younger and dumber. But if I were to watch it today, I don't think I would hate it. I mean, I doubt I would love it, but I don't think I would hate it. But anyway, with Oz, it's actually kind of another form of trailer hate, just from seeing the same ad over and over. Like, from seeing that first trailer over and over, it really just brings it down for me, and it doesn't seem like a movie that'll be that great. I mean, that would be awesome if it turns out to be pretty good, but that probably won't happen. Though I do have a tiny small bit of hope, because one of the two screenwriters was also the guy who wrote the book and lyrics for Shrek the Musical, and he also wrote the screenplay for Rise of the Guardians. So basically just, I don't think it'll be too great. I don't know if I'll hate it, but doubt I'll love it.
Okay. Well, I really haven't had much time to collect my thoughts today. But, the short version is I don't think I'm gonna like it. Let's see if I can get through this. Just, like, the idea of the movie, there's something in that. If you worked on it correctly, I think it could work. However, from the trailers and the way it's presented, I don't think they're going in that direction. So there you go.
I honestly don't have an opinion. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I don't think I'm gonna hate it either, to be honest. That's all I got.
Okay then. Well, I'm gonna start off my segment very calmly. Fuck this movie in the ass.
Start timing him.
Sorry. I was being a little pissy there. I want to frickin' break this. I'm sorry. Okay. This is the worst idea I have ever heard. Okay. Wizard of Oz. That great classic old movie that everybody loves.
Trade spots.
You know what I think we should do with that movie? I think we should just say, "Fuck you, movie. Fuck you." We should just make a prequel to you that sucks balls. And we're not even gonna try. We're just gonna be like, "Look, there's a CGI monster. We're having giant fight scenes now, and this is great. Everything is fun. Everything is happy." And I'm like, "Screw you! Screw you!" When I first saw this trailer, I wanted to gouge my eyeballs out, and then gouge their eyeballs out. Whose idea was this? Who thought this was a good idea? Who honestly paid money to have this done? Oh yeah, the same person who paid money to have the Alice in Wonderland movie done, right?
Yeah, the same producer.
Same producer.
The same producer did that schlock. That was... I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw it. I rented that on DVD, and, like, I'm just watching this, and I'm like, this sucks! Like, not even like, oh, this is kind of bad. No, this sucks! I couldn't find anything likable about that thing. The actors seemed flat and dull. They were way overusing their CGI effects, and...
Yeah.
All of the characters were...
Well, at least in this one, the thing is just the backgrounds that are green screen. Otherwise, it's practical. I give them props for that.
It's what they're saying. I'll believe it when I see it. That's seriously, in the Alice in Wonderland movie, they CGI'd this caterpillar on her arm. What is the point of that? It wasn't even moving or anything, but they had it CGI'd. Why would you do that? That is just so lazy. And God, the characters in that, like, I can understand maybe the fantasy characters being kind of one-dimensional a bit, because, they're fantasy characters. Although that movie's kind of hinting that they're real for some bizarre reason. But the human characters, they're, like, basically everyone at that party at the beginning is Snidely freaking Whiplash. They're all just like, oh, you like imagining things? Oh, that is bad. Oh, most unorthodox. Oh. I was like, Jesus! Tim Burton had something to do with this? Was he high? Oh, maybe he was. But, come on! I just don't understand it. And oh yeah, this movie's also directed by the same guy who did the Spider-Man trilogy, which isn't that popular. I don't mind him that much, but still, this doesn't help. Okay, and yeah. So basically, I want to kill this movie and anyone who endorses it.
May I ask, which do you think will be worse, this or Brave?
Probably this, honestly. Because if you remember, at the last year, I did a movie called The Best and Worst of 2012 for my Dyer-Situation, right? And you may have noticed that at the end I did a thing for like what I think is going to be the best and worst of 2013. Now, I said the best was going to be Man of Steel. Now, honestly, I didn't put too much thought into that one. Honestly, it's just like it's just the only thing I could really think of. I'll get more into what I think of that like when the actual review comes out. But when I put Oz the Great and Powerful as worst, I meant it. I meant it badly. I've seen commercial for Smurfs too. I don't think that's going to be as bad.
Why not?
Why not? Well, because it's basically, what is that ruining? It's ruining the Smurfs. The Smurfs. Who cares about the Smurfs? I mean, sure, like, there's people who like the Smurfs.
This is ruining Wizard of Oz.
This is ruining the Wizard of fucking Oz.
Does that make it worse than Madagascar 3 and Men in Black 3?
Technically, yeah. If I were to convert, if I were to rate this, like, basically, this is worse than either of those two, in all honesty. Because I love Men in Black. I loved Madagascar, but Wizard of Oz is a goddamn classic, alright? And
he doesn't use that term lightly.
I do not use that term lightly, okay? There is a lot of classic movies that I don't even consider classics. As I mentioned, Men in Black, some people consider that a classic. I just consider that to be a good movie. Wizard of Oz is a freaking classic, okay? And they are raping it in the ass for money. And, you know, that's just what Hollywood does these days. And it makes me mad.
Question. Are you gonna rage more at this film, or when you heard that Brave won Best Animated
Feature?
We shall see, okay? What do I think this movie's gonna turn out to? I think it's gonna be the biggest piece of ass that ever walked the earth. Do I think it might be good? No! I don't! I don't see any way this could possibly be good. Like, I see no possible way they could actually pull this off. So yeah.
Yeah, the only way I could see that this could even remotely work... Sorry, I got really bored. And the only way I can see this remotely work is if only they took the very, 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 very core idea. That's it. What happened about the wizard? That's about it. Everything else, no. What they added, no. Every fucking thing else, no.
You know, I kind of thought the Wizard of Oz was just kind of in her head because all the people that were in Oz were the same, played by the same actors.
In the books, it's the same. In the books, Oz was real, I think.
In the books, it's definitely real.
In the movie, it's arguably either. Maybe it was real.
We're not talking about the books here. We're talking about the movies.
So yeah, we're talking in the movie sense because I don't think they even read the books.
Of course, it includes that little girl made of China, like the people made out of China.
Yeah.
From looks. I'm just hoping the Hammerheads are in it, just because of their cameo in Wicked. Yes, that happens in Wicked.
Also, I think we're all gonna laugh at the scene where the witch puts her claw on the table and...
Apparently they said, like, oh, you know the witch? Well, you know, she was pretty creepy in the original, you know, she's trying to attack children and she's setting people on fire, you know. Well, no, that's not good enough. We need to give her the claw!
I may or may not laugh at that, but I honestly wonder if that's going to be the last shot of the movie. Like, if that ends up being... That's the end of the movie.
If I see
sequel bait,
if that is the last shot, I will honestly boo this fucking movie.
Sequel bait. Sequel bait.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
yeah,
well, that happened, like, what, 80 years ago?
Yeah.
Or on the...
Fuck. Oh. That's it for me.
Yep, okay, that's all I can say. I can't rant anymore until I actually see the movie. So, yeah. We'll see you in a couple of shitty hours.
Glenn's going hashtag yellow swag.
It did not disappoint me! It did not! You go ahead! I'm going away for a second.
Okay, Dylan, if you would start us off.
Yeah.
One thing I gotta say is, when the stupid parts came up, we were the only ones in the theater that were laughing.
More so you guys.
Yeah, Rob didn't partake in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder how many people in the theater hated you.
I would say all of them.
Yep.
For one thing, the Wicked Witch is not threatening.
No,
She-
not at all. Well, Mila Kunis was just not good.
Not the right.
She was overacting
I mean, like,
so
no,
much.
well, at the first, she was just so boring, like not phoning it in, and then once, well, God, I feel like this is one where we have to go into spoilers, but so hard to. Okay, so after a certain bit, just she becomes really hard to take seriously.
Yes, very, 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 very hard.
Every single time I saw her on screen,
I had to force myself.
And then the lines she gets from that point on are silly.
she's overacting so much.
She was not the right choice for that role.
No. In fact, when you first meet her, I'm serious. If they do not turn her into Alucard from Helsing, this movie is gonna seem.
And all I can think of when I first saw her was, "Oh, hi, Carmen Sandiego."
So that's where she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, so much CGI. Just so much
Again,
freaking
although-
CGI.
Well, I'm apparently the only one who was able to notice the practical effects, and I really appreciate that they did that. I mean, Alice, did they even use any practical effects in Wonderland?
I don't think so.
they did. No, it was very nice, because the CG in this film, except for the China girl, not good. Not Langalier's bad, but still, it seems pretty...
They also.
You can at some points you can even tell when they were on the screen, like when they're walking like through the.
Yeah, like when
Carmen Sandiego and the wizard are walking on the yellow brick road. You can so tell. It's not even funny.
I mean, some of the brick road may have been real, but...
Also, another thing is that.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Another thing is that they use so many freaking close-ups.
Oh,
I do wonder how this movie is in 3D.
oh,
I mean, if the 3D is... I mean, if it's just good 3D, then this is a good movie for it.
I could tell it was definitely shot for 3D. There were so many shots for 3D.
Yeah.
What's more close-ups?
There were also Dutch angles. Hold on. There was...
Ready yet? No? Okay.
Okay. The characters. Well, they do try to make them like the whole, Wizard of Oz thing. They try to have their companions. They really don't have character at all. Like the monkey. He's basically JD from Scrubs. Because he is played by JD from Scrubs.
One more thing I gotta get across.
Yeah.
The film gets like the main character gets a harem with him.
Yeah.
He gets like 5 females,
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 females falling in love with him.
Yeah. So, if
Yeah.
I may ask, it might be slightly related, I don't even know. What was that big guy at the beginning so angry about? I mean, his hamminess was hilarious, but what was his motivation?
I was expecting to see
Was
him
it
in
over a
Oz.
girl?
I don't know. Back to the characterization. Monkey is JD's from Oz. The correlation between a certain character and the China girl is pretty obvious. And she does have character. She's a whiny bitch.
China girl?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, can you? And then she when Oz, like, refuses to take her because she's made of fucking China. Because she
This is why Bo Peep wasn't in Toy Story 3.
Yes. So, she's made of China, and she wants to freaking go against a freaking witch. Which,
With evil baboons.
With evil flying baboons. Which, like, at least 3 hours ago, decimated her entire fucking village! And she's not... And she was scared until the freaking Oz guy. And I know he's supposed to be the chosen one because of all the stupid prophecy shit. But, come on! She's a girl! A little girl! She's supposed to be a child. She wasn't the least bit realistic. It's supposed to be Oz, but still. The other characters in Oz, they had fatal foils. And, yeah, they, like, the Cowardly Lion.
Who had his cameo.
Yes. Tim he needed a heart. Scarecrow, he needed a brain, but they all found out that they had that. What did the porcelain girl need? Nothing. The characters went through no fucking changes at all, except for the friggin' witches, which didn't need to be fucking necessary.
Oh, by the way, when they reveal like, oh, so-and-so's the real witch,
Duh! You can see it from 3,000 miles away. God. This movie didn't need to happen. The witches, their motivations. Stupid.
I mean, okay, so I'll bring it up now. So
Yes.
the reason the Witch of the West becomes evil, it is more valid in Wicked. Like, in Wicked, it's just a mix of, like, prejudice, everything going wrong, people she loves, like, these terrible things happening to them. So it's way more valid than that. She's eventually just like, that's it. They're gonna be like this to me, that's it. Give it to them.
Yeah.
This, it's over a boy. That's so weak.
Also, the other witch, she's evil because. She's evil because. You know how Wicked tried to stop that whole... No, everyone's evil for a reason. Nope! Fuck that! We don't need it. We don't need three-dimensionality. It's in our 3D film.
So we mentioned where it goes into a different movie, when the Witch of the West becomes evil.
Yes, go ahead.
Basically, it stops becoming Oz, Wizard of Oz. It's Snow White. We go into Snow White. With a green apple.
Green apple. Yeah,
Of course. Absolutely green.
Oh, by the way, can I just say, part of the plot is a liar revealed plot.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Liar revealed plot. He says, "Oh yes, I'm the wizard. I am the wizard," and it turns out he's actually.
Well, they don't know that.
He reveals to some of the people who follow him that, oh yeah, I'm not really a actual wizard. I'm just a con man.
Yeah. We needed to see that. Didn't we? We needed to see that.
And
It wasn't even fucking resolved.
At least it didn't seem
were
to
they
roll
trying
around so
to?
much.
Yes, that's good.
Were they trying to make it surprising that it was a liar revealed?
No, they never do.
What?
Never mind.
Our hero is not a hero. He is a fucking... He is egotistical,
He's a prick.
a womanizer.
He's a prick.
He's a prick. He's greedy. He's only really doing this for a goal, at least in the beginning, until he goes through an inexplicable change because of fucking magic, which he doesn't have. And the reason for him is fucking stupid. It's just because of a prophecy. A prophecy. Who needs a prophecy? There could be other reasons. This is just lazy writing.
So Dylan, did you take the movie better than he is?
I'm not raging my heart out right now. I'm not taking.
You know what? I'm gonna let Glenn finish mine, right?
Okay.
Glenn, get in here.
What?
He's probably about like 5. He's probably about 5.
Alex, he's here!
He's probably a level away from the table
I'll let him
flipping.
finish.
I'm done.
Okay, so, this is probably gonna cause some controversy. I would see it again. Don't get me wrong, it's not a great movie. It's not that good a movie. It's not. I mean, there's enough just maybe it's just because I wasn't expecting anything, so that there's a thing or two I felt was kind of alright. I mean, a few jokes were chuckle-worthy. One line near the end got me to laugh out loud. But, I mean, at least it kept my attention. Like, Tron Legacy, that did not keep my attention. This did. And that is good. That's okay. I mean, maybe I just have bad taste in movies. I mean, hey, I'm someone who didn't like The Godfather. There, I said it.
So I didn't like it either.
But I didn't like it more than you do. I really...
Oh, my soda.
Good idea. So, again, like, I'm just the tamest one here, and... Sorry. It wasn't... For me, it wasn't bad enough that I would stay away from it. Should I leave the room?
Okay, here comes the 10-minute rant.
Lock the windows, close the doors! The squeamish should look away, for now it is time for an epic rant! So, this piece of shit fucking ass of a movie, the Barbra Streisand of movies. What do I think of this movie? Well, I'll tell you what I freaking think of this movie! This movie is ass! This movie is an ass of an ass! It makes me wanna strangle puppies! And I don't know why. But, you know how I thought it was bad? It was gonna be bad. I was right. It's a little better than I thought it would be, but that's still freaking bad! Okay. Here's basically my emotions throughout the movie. I'm gonna say the first half sucks. All it does is piss me off and make me groan, and, you know, as I said, make me want to punch puppies. And then there's the third quarter. The third quarter was fucking hilarious, admittedly. But not because they wanted to be, mostly because the design of the Wicked Witch is goddamn the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Especially when she's first transformed, she's like, no, I believe. It reminds me of the reveal of, like, Palpatine, like how we act, like when Palpatine, like, in the Star Wars prequels, how he, like, turns into, like, the old version and stuff, and just like that, oh, no, I'm evil. God, it's fucking hilarious. And then the last quarter was as boring as fuck. You know, I might have liked this movie a little bit more if it was just like the third quarter. It was just like, yeah, this is stupid. This is fucking stupid. At least you get a laugh out of it, you know. But no, they decided to go all boring on us. Seriously, that lasts so freaking long. Admittedly, like, it didn't feel like it could have ended at different points or something. It's not one of those movies, but sheesh, just lasted forever. And it was freaking annoying at how long it lasted. And okay then, so, let's see, every character in this is an imbecile. Oh, I'm sorry. Every character in this is an imbecilic asshole, that's what I meant to say. Okay. Our main character, Mr. Oz, Oswald, blah blah blah, whatever he likes to call himself. He is the most despicable human being on the face of the earth, okay? I think this guy and Hitler should probably get together and exchange notes or something, you know? They'd be great friends, in all honesty. Let's see, this guy, look, I counted. He seduces, and, you know, he has a romantic involvement with no less than 5 women throughout the movie. 5 women! We're supposed to like this asshole? Like, Jesus Christ, Disney! I thought you were better than that. You know, but no! Apparently, you know what, I think I found a reason for why this movie was made, right? Because, you know how Disney bought The Wizard of Oz from MGM? Like, you know, they just had all this festering rage like, oh, why didn't we make this movie beforehand? And now MGM is famous for it, and whenever they see it, like, MGM is all over it. And we're like, no, oh no, You know what I think we should do? We should ruin it by creating our own movie, and it will be terrible. Oh. Yeah, I think the meddler may have had something to do with this movie. Oh my God, meddler! Sorry. I'm so sorry. Please do not see this movie. Do not see this movie. I'm not the only one. Okay. Admittedly, we're the only ones laughing our asses off at the hilariously bad moments. But when we left the theater, there was some kid who was complaining that she had to see it later, at your camp or something, and the mom was like, "Oh, that was a terrible movie." Yeah. Okay. Good. It looks like the world isn't as stupid as I thought it would be. Are you here for something?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, yeah, that's right.
Yes! Oh my God! I paid money for this, people! I paid money for this!
We paid money for this!
We all paid money for this!
Here's your refund.
I wish they'd say that! Admittedly, this is not the worst movie I have ever seen in my life, far from that, but it is worse than Madagascar 3. It is worse than Men in Black 3. It is... You know, I'm gonna say it. It is worse than Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. Yes, I actually hate this more than Tim Burton's Alice and Wonderland. You know...
Beneath Mississippi?
No, not that bad. You don't know what that is yet. Stop ruining it. But
Is it safe to come in? Maybe not.
Traitor. Well, with Alice in Wonderland, one of the things about that is, what the hell is this thing? Is it supposed to be a sequel? So, to what? Is it supposed to be a continuation? To what? It doesn't correspond with the books. It doesn't correspond with the movie.
It was mistitled.
It was mistitled. What the heck was it? That was the main thing. But, you know, it's actually kind of an attribute because it's disconnecting itself from anything, so you can just be like, okay, that's just some shitty movie that doesn't make any sense. But this is directly tying itself to The Wizard of Oz that we all know and love, and it is purposely fucking it in the ass. It's just like, screw you, everyone! We can make a better movie than MGM. We're Disney! We can do no wrong, especially with our live-action films. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? They have never made a bad live-action film in their career, have they?
No, they haven't!
Yeah, remember The Sorcerer's Apprentice? That is a classic for all time! And now they've made Oz the Great and Powerful. Oz the Great and Powerful. Also, the acting in this sucks, but not enough to where I can rant too much about it. But oh god, and the design of the witch. I mean, admittedly, that is pretty close to how they designed her in the original, but god damn it looks silly, especially in high definition.
Especially
when she first appears.
No, when she appeared, I had to force myself to stop laughing whenever I see her.
They tried to make her look threatening, but it can't work.
The first time she cackles. Okay. Okay, in Wicked, there's a moment where she cackles, but it's an actual joke. This one, no, it's just unintentional humor.
Yeah.
It's even worse concerning the way that she acts. She's overacting.
Oh, yeah.
Way too much.
You know, one of the things about the original one was its characters, right? It's lovable characters. And in this, everyone is just, it's just a plot point, basically. And it's stupid. And I can't believe it. I can't believe this was made. I just can't believe this was made in the first place.
One thing I have to say is, it's a good thing they didn't try to put a bunch of music numbers in it.
Yeah.
They only had one really awkward one.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It only lasted, what, 10 seconds?
Yeah, thankfully Oz cut it out, which is probably the best thing he did in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
this one, what did you guys think of the opening credits sequence?
It was the best thing about the movie.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
Can we just watch the opening credit sequence for 2.5 hours?
Did you notice there was a little subtlety? There was this moment where that bit was the little dancing people.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the shadows.
Yeah, I saw that. The shadow was the freaking witch. Though if they used that design for the witch, that would have been a lot better than the fucking they used.
Was her shadow even what she looked like?
No. Her shadow looks completely different from what she does.
Hold on. was what happens with the Witch of the East? Wasn't she kind of like ruling over Munchkin Land when the house fell on her or something?
I don't think they even watched the original movie. I think maybe they skimmed over the books and they said like, yeah, that's good enough.
Oh, yeah,
They not
Glenda
include
the
the
South.
There's no mention of ruby slippers or anything like that, by the way. There's
Maybe they skimmed over the original by pressing the fast forward button.
maybe. What? Also, yeah. They have twists, though. They have little twists, and they think they're so clever with their cute little twists that you can see coming from 10 fucking miles away because there's some person who turns out to be evil, and the
Yeah, we
thing is,
mentioned
how
that.
could you possibly not know
It
that?
bears repeating.
She's like,
Okay.
she's like,
It's moving some stuff to a safer location.
Twirl into her mustache.
And of course, she's sisters with the other girl, so you're like, why? I wonder who she could be. I have no idea
Or like-
where we're going with all
Like,
this.
the decoy witch, like, when she first appears, like, oh, it's the ghost of Christmas yet to come. And then, or with some Emperor Palpatine. And then, the one who is the real witch, she's Emperor Palpatine with the lightning. Like, I'm not into Dylan. How young Skywalker, you die.
But by the way, do I need to say, you know what the Wizard of Oz needed at the end? A friggin' fight scene!
It did. It needed a giant fight scene. It needs lots of CGI action. That's what the original movie was lacking, I felt.
We needed Dorothy to, like, sprout magic out of nowhere and do a fight with him.
Did the
Oh, yeah, right.
remind anyone else
Like,
of Morgan Freeman?
Yes.
Like the Wizard of Oz, he sprouts magic out of frickin' nowhere. Like, for the first part, they're trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, he's kind of fake. Like, they show, like, how he kind of does all these things and how he tricks people, and then randomly he's doing shit that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, he's a trickster, he can do things. And, like, at one point, you know that machine that projects his face into the smoke, he apparently builds that out of frickin' nowhere. Apparently he's a master engineer all of a sudden. And it makes absolutely no kind of sense. And
I won't respond
No,
to that.
actually,
That's for my own safety.
Actually, they do try and explain it, albeit kind of stupidly.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a little neat. Or that bit where it was like shooting fireballs out of his mouth. I thought that was kind of simultaneously silly and awesome. Like, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me.
Also, I know this is a bit of a tangent, but who the fuck cares anymore? I'm certain that Disney doesn't. Well, there's another character I forgot to mention back when. It's the Tinker. He is basically the magical black man trope. He is not an example. He isn't. He comes the fuck out of nowhere. He has no explanation. He's like, here, I can do things for you. And it makes no sense at all because I am a fucking...
Deus Machina character.
But there's this fake out with the wizard during the climax. Did you guys see that coming?
Yes.
Wait, what?
The fake out during the climax with the wizard.
Fake out.
what do you mean?
Balloon?
Oh.
Oh yeah, I did. In fact, I leaned over and whispered it to these guys. I was like, I think I'll bet you $10 this is happening. I think I even bet a couple of them, like, at a couple of the twists, and they're just like, no deal. It's too obvious it's gonna
I
happen.
don't lose $5.
Exactly, because it's so freaking obvious. Was this written by a 5-year-old? He's like, I'm being clever. They'll never suspect what I'm thinking.
So what ends up happening to Finley the monkey? Does he turn?
Oh, I think he just dies in a hole
Absolutely
or
fuck all.
How much time passes between this and Wizard of Oz?
Well, enough for the witch.
Enough for flying baboons to turn into flying monkeys. That's
evolution for you.
And did you catch the reference to Dorothy in there in the beginning? Like that they mentioned John Gale, so that must be her father. Dorothy Gale. There's a connection for you.
Yeah, well, what do you know? There's a connection to Wizard of Oz in this thing? Whoo! What a shocker! I didn't know there'd be something like that.
They also gave hints, subtle hints at the other characters like Scarecrow and the Tin Man.
Okay. We'll give credit. Credit is due. If the backwards were in a video game, they would have looked awesome. But this is a movie. these don't belong in a movie, especially when you have live action. If the whole thing was CGI, which it wouldn't work, then it might have worked. You can, like with movies, you either have all CGI, or some, or none. You just can't mix and match things, or else it just hurts the fucking watcher.
Especially when it's the majority of the things you see.
Yes.
Also, something else I hate, the very beginning. I'm not giving too much away, this is kind of in the trailer, but, like, they start off with full screen and,
Yeah.
like, what's the term?
Sepia tone?
Not sepia tone, it's not sepia tone. Sepia tone was Wizard of Oz.
Wait,
It was grayscale. They were
Grayscale, yes.
They were in grayscale, and I guess they felt they were being clever, like, oh, we're paying homage to the Wizard of Oz. You know, it's meant to be in sepia tone, not grayscale. Yeah, but they don't know that. They've clearly never watched it. They just heard about it. So yeah, it's all black and white. But the thing is, they're using modern cinematography effects, though, so it's really confusing to watch. And I never quite got into that part of it. It's always incredibly distracting. And
Okay, I'm moving away so you guys do not kill me, but the change from, like, old-fashioned to, like, color and such, why did I find it more effective in this than in Wizard of Oz?
Probably because in Wizard of Oz, she opened the door and it was all color. But however, this had a transition.
Yeah, true.
although
And
that landscape was pretty bland.
the colors seemed a bit off at first,
Yes.
but then it got better and more.
Oh, yeah. Also, one more thing I have to say. How did the tornado not freaking rip him to shreds?
Yeah, apparently
Because he got another chance!
Yeah, apparently...
And so does Kansas just always have tornadoes? Okay, maybe that's a possibility. I don't know how Kansas is.
Apparently Kansas has hidden tornadoes because, like, the carnies didn't even notice it until it was, like, 10 meters away
Or
from
unless it's like Wicked, where it's just memorable, like, oh, I'm gonna mess with this carnival! Oh, it looks like I got a guy who might be a wizard. Okay. No, okay.
To Oz!
Okay, just Wicked joke.
So, yeah, they couldn't. That was just stupid of every freaking carny, because the way tornadoes work, you would see them before they even touch down, because all the winds and everything. I think they just can't see 10 feet. No, 3 inches in front of them.
So when he was in the tornado, I was expecting a cow to go by or something.
No, but some weird music thing came by and it was...
How did the balloon not fucking pop? With all the fucking shards that's gonna kill him, he should have died.
At least in the original one, they kind of gave it like, oh, it's a mystical fantasy adventure, you know, people don't get hurt in that, but in this,
it's already
trying to go real.
Everything is actively trying to kill him. And I wish it had succeeded.
I do. I felt at no point that this guy deserved to be our protagonist. Like, he is a major ass.
He made a crippled girl cry.
He made a crippled girl cry, yes. I'm not going to go into detail about that, but he made a crippled girl cry. Our hero, everyone.
There's like the reasoning he uses later when a similar thing happens. Why didn't he just use that with the crippled girl?
Cause he's a fucking dumbass.
Okay,
Should we put at the beginning of this video that there's gonna be a whole lot of cussing?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess I could put a rating on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
maybe it's possible. And yeah, like a little warning, like a text warning.
Alright. So let's get back to this thing. Okay, fuck this movie and fuck everyone who is involved with it, fuck everyone who likes it. I recommend it to anyone with a mental brain disorder.
Or anyone who hates
a very severe one at that.
Wow, thank you.
So what do you got? What do you guys think?
I feel insulted now. Again, I'm not saying it was a good movie. It was just enough for me personally, to go back to it. I don't know why. Maybe I just have weird tastes.
Well, we're all weird.
Okay. Since I thoroughly pissed off Rob, sorry. I'm Glenn Dyer, and you've been watching a Dyer-Situation.
One last minute flip off.